It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hello, it's showtime. What's happening, everybody? It is the Geno Jones Show. I know. You figured that out, right? You're like, hey, yo, dude, we can read. I can see the sign behind you. I don't want to assume anything. So I come to you live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. if you're in Chicago, maybe down in Houston or New Orleans, Memphis, Central Time, out on the West Coast, the City of Angels, Los Angeles, or Portland, Oregon, or the Bay Area, it is 3:30 p.m. Please subscribe to the Geno Jones Show on the Geno Jones YouTube channel. Subscribe, share, like, and binge watch all my back episodes until everybody you know, everybody, or as Brother Nelly would say, put a little southern twang on it, everybody, till everybody you know to subscribe to the Geno Show. All right. Listen, I got it. I'm excited. A member of the Geno Jones Show family, she is returning. She is the director of the Gullah Geechee Angel Network, and she is the Minister of Information for the Gullah Geechee Nation, Elder Carlie Towne. She comes with the receipts. She reads, she studies, and she travels. So there's a lot of talk about the woman king. As a matter of fact, we're going to talk about that. How about right now? Let's jump right into it. The Woman King, the movie starring Viola Davis, had a big weekend. How big? #1 at the box office. Congratulations to Viola Davis, who's actually born St. Stephen, South Carolina, is about 40 minutes just north of where I am, up on the interstate. She was raised, for the most part, I believe her and her family, they moved to Rhode Island. So, but you know, she born South Carolina woman there. They say South Carolina girl. So congratulations, Viola Davis. She's wonderful. She is one of the greatest actresses of any time. And it is really her time to shine. And so she's the driving force behind this movie, got it made. I'm really excited. I have full disclosure, I have not seen it yet myself. I've done a lot of reading, heard a lot of different opinions in print, online, on different radio shows, TV shows, talk shows. There's a lot of talk about it. #1 at the box office, made $19 million. So the movie cost $50 million to make. They are predicting that it will make over $100 million here in North America. So somebody about to get a check. And Viola's about to get a bigger check or some more checks. So congratulations, Viola Davis. So this movie tells the story of it's an all-female group of warriors. I believe the Agaji, I believe I'm pronouncing it right. If not, somebody will correct me. They'll send me the spelling phonetically. I tell people, like when I'm on the radio, when they win, spell it the way you want me to say it. What I believe is the Agaji, warriors. So you have a kingdom. The kingdom was the Dahomey kingdom and the Dahomey tribe. And inside of this kingdom, you had an all-female unit of warriors, the Agaji warriors. And Viola Davis is the leader of that group of black women warriors, hence the name, the Woman King. There's a king, and, well, I don't want to spoil the plot. I'll let you see the movie. But you'll see where there was a conflict between the king and Viola Davis's character in the movie. So now, this kingdom, Dahomey, is now the nation of Benin. That's Western Africa, just in case you want to know, the western part of Africa. And of course, you realize that our ancestors, those of us African Americans here, our ancestors were part of the transatlantic slave trade. They were enslaved. They were not slaves. They were enslaved, primarily the British, the Great Britain, Spain, Portugal. France got in on the action too. They were all getting money. As a matter of fact, what a lot of people don't realize, the main reason behind World War I was that you had all these great powers, colonizers, were fighting over how they were going to carve up Africa. That's why you have certain African countries, because Africa is a continent, and you have many countries on the continent of Africa, and you have countries where the Africans in that certain country either speak French, they have an English accent because they were colonized by Great Britain. They speak Portuguese. They speak French or Spanish. Because if you do some history, you'll see this certain African nation was colonized, which means they just come in, invade, and take over the damn thing. That's just a nice way of saying somebody just like armed robbery, come in your house and stealing ish. So you had Great Britain, the English, the Queen and the King. Yes, all of them. You know, rest in peace, power in paradise to Queen Elizabeth II. But yes, the monarchy and Great Britain has got a lot of blood on its hands, like Spain and Portugal and France. So we'll get into that more later. So in case you didn't know, once again, you'll see the movie The Kingdom of Dahomey was real, and Dahomey is now Benin. Because for the Kingdom of Dahomey basically was in existence from like 1600s to the early 1900s. And now it's, kings, they die off, different people take over, but now it's known as the nation of Benin. So just wanted to give you a quick history lesson. Now the movie is getting some criticism because the Dahomey tribe, or these warriors that were part of the Dahomey kingdom, they, in all honesty, full disclosure, they took part in the transatlantic slave trade. So you have critics of the movie, even some people calling for a boycott, saying, well, why should we support a movie? Because the people of that kingdom, they sold other black people into slavery. Yes, that is true, but I want to have a somewhat nuanced conversation about that. So I want to bring on somebody who reads, who studies, and who travels. She reads, she's been reading, she's been studying these issues about the continent of Africa, and she's traveled to Africa. Once again, she is the director of the Gullah Geechee Angel Network. She is the Minister of Information. Okay? She's the Minister of Information. So she's got the receipts, she's got her facts in line, because you can't be the Minister of Information for anything unless you got a lot of receipts and a lot of facts and done a lot of reading and a lot of studying. And she is the Minister of Information for the Gullah Geechee Nation, returning to the Geno Jones Show, part of the Geno Jones Show family, and a woman I consider family and honored to do it. I introduce to you Elder Carlie Towne. Hello, Elder.
Hi, greetings. How are you? It's such a pleasure to be here. And I'm so happy that you're doing this work. And you had your history right too. And I was really like, yeah. So that's wonderful. So I'm here because, earlier today you called me and I said, oh, I don't know if I could do it. But as I was coming in the door, I thought to myself, you could do what you know for sure. And like I said, I know for sure that, the Gullah Geechees were enslaved Africans that were brought here from Senegambia all the way down to Angola, and part of that is Benin. So, and when I went to Tanzania, I realized that also a lot of enslaved people were there too, who had been enslaved by I think it was the Arabs. And I find that we probably came from other places besides West Africa. Okay. Because it was it was a lot of people on this boat, and they had to learn how to speak a language. And I don't know whether they created this language that we speak called Gullah on the way here to America, or whether they spoke it, on the ship. So whether it was created on the ship. But what I do know for sure that we actually created a language, and the language was called Gullah Geechee. So, I'm just bringing out those Gullah Geechee richness stuff that did come from this enslavement. Yes, I haven't gone to see the story yet about Viola Davis, but I give her praises and honor because I feel like some of the women that I know are those women that she's portraying from the 1800s, because I've seen where we have had to do things that nobody else would do. And we actually been able to sustain that because of what we have put the knowledge out to our people about who they are really down here. And that is that they are Gullah Geechee anointed people. So I know this enslavement thing, it's a feelings within, but you could feel bad about what has happened, or you can make something happen to create new things. They say if you don't appreciate what you have, or what you have is not taken care of, you create something new, and that's what we do. We create something else. So we're the Gullah Geechee Nation, and that's very important because that is what people needed to know, that they just weren't stolen from Africa and brought to America just so. They brought talents and skills and abilities, and all those abilities built America. So with that empowerment, it gives people a whole different perspective. And yes, I don't forget what happened to us, but I don't dwell on it all the time because I got some brain power that needs to be dwelling on what is my future going to look like for my grandkids. How are they going to see this world? So we have to prepare them for that by doing what we do and letting them know that let nobody tell you who you are. That's one of the things. It was like a brainwashing. Like people was telling you that you were a slave. You were never a slave. You were enslaved. So yeah, the thing about it in my journey, and I call it my journey to the Gullah Geechee people because I am still learning at my age. And I was thinking to myself, oh, I remember way back around about maybe the middle of the 2000s, these young men came from Benin, and they came with almost a caravan, and they came to come and tell us they apologized, that they were sorry, that they found out what had happened, and they were so sorry that what they had done. And I was like, oh, it was just wonderful. They became our friends, and we all worked together for a long time. And I found a lot of those guys and girls that were there, because Africa is a country with a lot of young people. When I went to Tanzania, they were like, well, we didn't know about y'all.
Wow.
The Gullah Geechee or African American or whatever. We didn't know what happened. We don't get this in school. So you see, a lot of things was not told to the people about what really happened. And here, people don't really know that we were actually, enslaved by a system, and like you said earlier, that was a system in Africa. And that system wasn't, I don't think they understood what they were doing. And perhaps, like we said earlier, if somebody come to your house with a gun, you ain't gonna, you might just panic and say what you want. And they gonna say, I want this, I want that. And you're gonna say, okay, we're gonna do this and see, where you fit in the picture and how you can save the rest of the family.
Yes.
So now I think what is happening with these movies are shedding a light on the fact that what are we going to do to save the family from now on?
That part right there. That is so powerful. Now I want you to repeat that. And everybody that's watching me, I want you to hear, because you're hearing a lot of talk about this movie. And listen, this is not excusing any past behavior by anybody, but I want to use this platform to try to put a conversation in context and really educate not just you all, but myself, because I didn't know about this tribe. I didn't know about this all. I've heard stories, but I didn't know about the Agaji warriors. I'd never heard of Dahomey. I've heard of Benin. And then Elder Carlie, when you told me that, yes, some time ago, that you said the early 2000s, so that's almost 20 years ago, that there was a group of brothers and sisters from Benin came to America to meet with you and other brothers and sisters and to apologize for what their ancestors did in terms of their part in the transatlantic slave trade, which I think is so powerful that they felt compelled to come here and say, hey, listen, we know that some of our ancestors are responsible for your ancestors being here, and we just want to apologize. And it's not like they did it, but they wanted to be accountable for what some of their ancestors did. And I just think that's so powerful in terms of healing and then, strengthening the bond, because the fear, and you know this better than me, Elder Carlie, the fear, the real big fear that drives hate and racism and white nationalist hate, the fear is as the term I've used, the African diaspora, if all the people of African descent here and the brothers and sisters in Jamaica and Bahamas and Barbados and Antigua and in Brazil and in London and all over, if we all come together, be like, wait a minute, hold on. Listen, we have power, strength in numbers. We've been divided purposely to dilute our power. And that the fear is, oh my God, if they ever come together, it's gonna be a wrap.
Exactly. And that's one of the things that I have decided that I wanted to do, is to bring together the diaspora. And it's because I believe that we have more strength in unity and more strength in numbers than we have by ourselves. We've been taught that this individualism is a thing, but individualism is not really. We are more of a communal people, and we got to get back to that. I had a conversation today, and somebody was like, well, that's between them. And I said to myself, no, that's between all of us. We are all family. We are all family. So what hurts one hurts all.
Yes.
So we have to find ways for all of us to heal, because I believe that through all of this, they call it the Ma'afa, through all of this, we have been scarred. But, some of us are stronger and are able to stand up and say, okay, I can make this happen, like Viola Davis, those warriors. But the warriors, too, sometimes need a rest, So it got to be other warriors and griots and other people to take on what you have decided that needed to be done to help our people. So this movie, I haven't seen it, but I feel like it is a reflection. It mirrors what is and what could be, that we can actually love our people. And that's one of the things that I'm working on myself, because, when people do things sometimes to you, be like, I don't know if I'll be bothered them anymore. But we got to realize we all been through a lot.
Yes.
And we never really went to heal. But it was healing when those brothers came and say, we sorry. We didn't know. We apologize. Please accept our apology.
Wow.
So I think we all could take some lessons from the past, but also we must think about the future and how we're going to make sure that our young ones know the stories so that they won't repeat the history. And the African American Museum is getting ready to open up.
Yes.
So we're going to have an influx of people coming.
Yes.
And so we here need to be in place to say, oh, do you remember this story? They may not have known the story. When they go to the museum, yes, they'll see those things, but the story coming from the people. And that's one of the things that I think God has put me in place to do, is to continue to try my best to empower, to inspire people by way of art and culture, because that can bring peace. So I'm excited about this. I was going to go today, but we didn't have time, so I didn't go. But I'm going to go see it, because I appreciate Viola Davis, because before she even was doing the movie, there was a lot of chatter, but she still went through and did it. That's how strong-willed and self-determined we are, and I'm really glad that some people making some money. Yes. Hey, we got to look at it like that too.
Yes.
Some Black folks making some money.
But please, that part, Elder Carlie Towne, because listen, to be honest, other cultures, other people, they have capitalized, they have stolen our intellectual property. They have and continue to make money off of our art, music, all of our talents and gift, and then freeze us out, and we get to short end or no end at all. So I'm happy. Let us tell our story, because I always say nobody can tell your story, Elder Carlie, better than you. Nobody can tell my story better than me. So we don't need Hollywood if they want to help out, if they want to invest, that's fine. But we need to own our stories and we need to tell our stories in our own
Exactly.
words.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, listen, you have you always have a home here. You have you and the Gullah Geechee Angel Network. You know, you have a permanent home here on the Geno Jones Show. But you have an
Okay,
open
Gino.
invitation. When you see the
Okay.
movie, I want you to call
I
me,
will come back and tell you about it.
please, because I know you'll be able to add so much context. As a matter of fact, uh, aren't you going to be taking a trip back to the motherland later this year? Am I right about that?
Right, on November 4th, I will be in Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya. I was asked to come and speak to some college students about identity and how important identity is. And of course, it will be Gullah Geechee. I'll be speaking from the Gullah Geechee perspective. So I'm going there, and I will be there from November 4th until the 16th. And then we'll take a tour of Kenya. I'm excited because it's a trip that I didn't ask for. It came to me, and
Beautiful.
it came to me, and then it says, and then you got to bring some people with you. So some local Gullah Geechees who are into art and different things, they're going too, so that they can show their crafts and how they've been able to sustain with their Gullah Geechee crafts. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful thing that God has blessed me to be able to do. And I'm just looking forward to meeting the people in Nairobi. I went to Tanzania in 2020, and I really had a wonderful time. I learned a lot, and the people were very cordial, and they speak Swahili, so I know a little bit of Swahili. I know a little bit. Hakuna Matata, I know that from The Lion King.
I love it. And Elder Carlie, let me just jump in right here real quick. I want to piggyback on something you just said, because
Okay.
I try to dispel all the lies, all the myths and the rumors. Like I said, you are a teacher, you are a student, you read, you've read, you've studied, and you've traveled. Because the narrative for so long, and you know this better than me, is, boy, them folks in Africa, they don't like black folks over here. They think that they better than us because they didn't get. Could you speak to that ignorance and that mythology?
Well, it depends on who goes and their perception. And with vibration, I believe in vibration and energy. If you go in there acting like you better than anybody else, you might get the same vibe. If you go in there humbly and you let people know who you are, they'll know you by your spirit. And
Yes.
we have the things that the spirit for no spirit. So no, I haven't. I've encountered that in different parts of Africa. I went to North Africa, where they are more apt to be working with men. So the women get in the back, and you got to wait till.
Yeah.
But that's culture there. That's
Yes.
culture, and everybody has a different culture. We first got to learn the protocols of other countries, because certain things they don't do, we might think is great.
Yes.
And that's why we may say, "Oh, I don't like them," because no, it's because they have a. We are all one, but we still have different cultures. So I think if you go there and you take your authentic self
Yes.
with love and joy and peace, that's what you'll get.
The sisters preaching. Elder Carlie Towne. If you want to learn more about the Gullah Geechee Angel Network or the Gullah Geechee culture, let everybody know where they can follow you on social media or any other contact information you want to share.
Yes, and I'm Elder Carlie Towne on Facebook, and also I have a PayPal, what you call the thing, Cash App, if people wanted to contribute, because we are taking some people with us, and we do, we could use finances all the time because we're doing a lot of things in the community to help the community. Nothing to hurt it. We're doing things to help. So if they want to actually give a donation for whatever they want to go, let us know what you wanted to go toward. I work in the community a lot. We're trying to get these elders, some of the elders, to Africa with us, and some youth, and that's important. And you can get in touch with me by dollars. I mean, Cash App, Geechee Angel. That's GeeCheeAngel. Was it $ Cash App,
Yes.
Geechee Angel? Yes, I get excited because I don't usually ask, but this is something that's very dear to my heart, and so I want people to know that this is not only my story; it's our story.
Yes. Thank you.
our story, and we must connect with the people that are our family, and
Yes.
that's what we're going to do.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you, Geno. Thank you very much. My sister just called Savannah. I don't know if she hung up, but Savannah was calling me when I was talking to you.
Well,
So I appreciate you.
I
Hmm.
appreciate you. You all listen. I always tell people, you don't get to choose the family that you're born into, but you do get to choose who you consider family. And you
Right.
know
Oh,
from
that's very good. Thank you. I needed that one too.
and you already know you
I
Savannah, you all are
know.
family.
Yes, you are.
And speaking of family, my mother sends her regards. She's watching right now, so she.
Oh, tell her. Okay, cool. Hi, Mom. I'm glad to say that because my mom passed away in 2019. So,
Yes.
hi, Mom. So, appreciate your mom. We have to respect the elders.
Well,
Respect. That's one of the tentacles of the Gullah Geechee or
thank you.
any African
Yes.
American. Respect the elders,
Thank you for saying that. Well, when
especially
she
your
comes to
mom.
visit, I want to make sure that the one person that she would love to have lunch with, and you all spirits was connect. So yes,
Okay,
yeah,
that
it
would
would
be
be beautiful.
wonderful.
It would be beautiful. Well, thank you. So listen, we're gonna have you back as soon as you see the movie. Thank you for being a teacher. Thank you for being well read. Thank you for your um, your intellect, your humanity, compassion, love, empathy, and travels, because all that together, it helps to teach us and to open my eyes, because I've learned a lot about the Gullah Geechee culture, which is really, it's part of my culture, it's part of who I am. So thank you for that lesson, and
Uh,
we can't wait to have you back on the show.
okay, thank you very much.
Thank
Peace
you.
and blessing.
Same,
Yes. All
same to
right.
you. All right.
All
She
right.
is just beautiful spirit. I'm sure you could just pick up that energy. You know, spirit, your spirit is energy. I've had this conversation so many times because a lot of times when you explain to people about their spirit, they think it's some spooky and some, like spirit, some invisible, some white ghost with some sheets. No, y'all been looking at too much TV. Your spirit is your energy. Spirit is, we all have a spirit. And it's the energy, like Elder Carlie said. If you go to a foreign country, because I got to be honest, Americans, we are the most arrogant people on the planet. Maybe us and those folks from, I'd say, Great Britain, but you got to understand that folks left Great Britain forming America, so that's a whole different conversation. But if you go, just imagine, I'm gonna make it real simple for you to understand. I'm gonna put it right here where everybody can reach it. If you go to someone's house that you've never met and you go in all arrogant, you don't speak, you just go in the refrigerator, you start eating food and drinking stuff and grabbing the remote control and changing channels and putting your feet up on the furniture, folks would look at you like you were crazy and throw your ass out if they didn't shoot you. So the point I'm trying to make is that when you go into someone else's home, you go in with humility, respect, and gratitude that they even invited you, allowed you into their home. You can't go in trying to run somebody else's house. I can hear my mother telling me that now. Well, you can't be going, you can't go to somebody else's house trying to run things. You have a hard enough time trying to run things in your own house. So if you go with a sense of love and compassion and humanity and being, like Elder Carlie said, be your authentic self and display the compassion, empathy, and humanity that you would want people to show you. The energy that I keep saying, the energy that you send out into the universe, that's your energy. And guess what? It's going to always come right back to where it came from, you. Good energy, bad energy. The kids say the frequency. Whatever frequency that you are on, you're going to connect with that, and that frequency is going to come right back to you. Happy birthday today, September 19th, to Sanaa Lathan from the movies The Best Man Holiday, and Love and Basketball. Her and Omar Epps, they was in love. Both of them had a nice little basketball game. Sanaa Lathan is 51 today, R&B singer. He's got a brand new, actually, Alicia Keys is doing a duet with his brother. His name is Brent Fayez. He is 27, young brother doing some big things in R&B. Columbus Short You've seen him in the movie Stomp the Yard. He was on the TV show Scandal. He got into some little scandals of his own. He's 40 today. Yesterday, a lot of birthdays yesterday. Jada Pinkett Smith, Miss Red Table Talk herself, 51. Holly Robinson Peete, actress, 58. Ricky Bell from New Edition and Belle Biv DeVoe, 55. Double nickel, Ricky Bell. Happy birthday, brother. Exhibit, the rapper Exhibit, 48. And Angela Simmons, Reverend Joseph Run Simmons from Run DMC. And, you know, they had the reality show. That was one of the few reality shows that I actually watched and enjoyed. Angela Simmons, Run's daughter, one of his daughters, she is 35 today. So her and Boogie, her and my firstborn, around the same age. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you, and especially you. And God, most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show. I come to you live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central, 3:30 p.m. Pacific or West Coast time. Please subscribe to the Geno Jones channel, the Geno Jones Show on my YouTube channel. Subscribe, share, like, and binge watch all my back episodes. Shout out to Mr. Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. You can check him out on Instagram, KLB Cutting Up, KELBECUTTINUP. Allie Jones, she is the drip director, as I like to say, the wardrobe, the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. You can check her out on Instagram, L like Lexi, X like extra, dot, N like Nanette, C like Charlie, L like Lexi. LX.NCL _ it's that little dash below. The next live edition of the Geno Jones Show is going to be tomorrow, Tuesday. So today, 50 days until Election Day. Make sure to check your voter registration status, register to vote, and take 50 people to register with you. Y'all all meet up at your voter registration office in whatever county you're living in. Vote like your life depends on it, because it really does. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. Until tomorrow, if you're watching me live, thank you to everybody. Mother, I love you more than life itself, and everybody in the chat room. I leave you with these words. Please be blessed. Let's pray for peace. Thanks for watching. And if you're watching me after the show, you're watching me on demand, thank you for coming to watch. And I'll be live again Tuesday, 6:30 p.m.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.